So look at is how the muscles are visible and how they are, see, it has gone like this, and then two muscles have come here, again it has separated. In between you see the spines. So why are those paraspinal muscles like that? Are they in a state of contraction? So why are they in a state of contraction? It looks as if if you see his video, I mean we saw him today, he's not able to stand straight. He's all bent down and with pain. And you can see how the muscles are in a state of contraction. So there seems to be a lot of paraspinal muscle spasm. So this indicates that he is having inflammation there. So essentially what Dr. Vinay or Dr. Aditya is trying to present to you all is a patient of inflammatory backache, a 76-year-old man with inflammatory backache.
The 20-year history of low backache and pain in his peripheral joints. He also reported early morning stiffness where he took at least 30 to 45 minutes to get up from his bed and feel free. And his major complaint was when he presented was pedal edema since the last 3 years. He also reported dyspnea, which was non-exertional, and he sometimes reported that it was present even at rest. And he denied any history of palpitations or profuse sweating. And he previously worked as an agricultural laborer, and on examination he also had varicose veins in both his feet. And specifically when we examined for his joint pains, we found that he had very tender Achilles tendonitis on both sides. And he also had a stool posture, and when we examined for the flexion ability of his spine, tested via the Schober's test or modified Schober's test, we detected that it wasn't expanding for more than 5 centimeters. There will be a clinical image now. And importantly, the patient also had a very indolent bradycardia with a pulse rate of 56, and his PR interval was prolonged. It was at 220 milliseconds. So overall, I will leave the diagnosis to you, but these were his positive clinical findings.
Yeah, so to summarize the positive clinical findings, one was a positive Schober's test. So have you heard of Schober's test? And when does it become positive? One. And what else are there?
The AV block.
The AV block. He has got some AV block.
And moderating of mind.
Okay, that is debatable.
Okay, sir.
So extremely severe backache
Yes, sir.
and with a Schober's test positive. Let's just give you these two findings. So what they are measuring is the Schober's test.
So this we find out the sacral dimples basically, and we put a point 10 centimeters above those dimples and 5 centimeters below. And this is in standing in an erect position, and then we ask the patient to bend forward to his maximum. And then we see how much the distance between the 2 points is expanded. So it should ideally expand by more than 7.5, but up to 5 is acceptable. Less than 5 is indicative of a pathology.
So basically from 15 centimeters above and below it should be more than 20 centimeters.
Yes, sir.
So how much was this?
This was less than 20, sir. Although the image is not clear, it's less than 20.
Yeah. So it was less than 20. So what does that indicate? Schober's test positive. And with severe inflammatory backache. Logically, so it basically indicates that the patient is unable to flex his spine, isn't it? So if somebody is not able to flex his spine, what could be happening to his spine? Either the spine is completely ankylosed, or anything around the spine is not allowing it to flex. So as you can see, the paraspinal muscles are also in spasm, so that is not allowing it. What else may not allow the spine to flex? So what is there around the spine holding the spine together? So in the spine, in each of the intervertebral spaces, you have the discs. So if there are discs which are damaged, that will also not allow the patient to flex because of the severe pain they'll have. And other than that, all around the vertebra, you have the anterior and posterior longitudinal ligaments. So if there is an inflammation of the ligaments, also known as enthesitis, so this can cause not only severe backache, but also limit movement of the spine. So this is what the Schober's test tells us that there is a severe limitation of the movement of the spine. So we can assume that it could be due to enthesitis or inflammation of the ligaments here. Now, generally, if that happens in young people, let's say 20-year-old, 30-year-old, then we can think of a very typical spondyloarthropathy disease, which is there for you as a short note or anything. It's also known as ankylosing spondylitis. But because it is happening to a 76-year-old man, we have to think of other reasons. It is not a genetic ankylosing spondylitis. It could be any other cause of spondyloarthropathy. So spondyloarthropathy is a very heterogeneous group of disorders, and in that one part of the spectrum, which is a classical prototype of spondyloarthropathy, is ankylosing spondylitis. But other than that, one can have it for so many different variety of reasons. In some, there would be only plantar fasciitis and Achilles tendonitis, as was also noted in this patient. In some, there will be sausage-shaped digits. In some, there will be, just sacroiliitis. And sacroiliitis, of course, present in almost everyone. That is one of the most important characteristic of spondyloarthropathy. So, and you know that it is seen even in psoriatic arthritis. So there are so many causes for spondyloarthropathy, and we really don't know what was the cause for this man. But yes, fluorosis is very highly endemic in our part of the world. So fluorosis could be related in this patient. We are not sure of his drinking water. That history has to be taken, I guess. So shall we move to another, or do you have more? Yeah, the chest X-ray seems okay. Yeah, this X-ray is very very peculiar in the form where the vertebra is leaning on one side, like the leaning tower of Pisa. So, and not only that, if you look at the sacroiliac joints here, you find that there is a lot of change. Normally you have a black line there, a black linear shadow. But here you are seeing a lot of whitening around that black line, which is indicative of some inflammation sclerosis. And of course, but still it is grade 4 to grade 3. When in advanced, very advanced grade, it would just close down. The entire black line would vanish. Here the black line is completely not vanished. And the other thing is he has got a scoliosis, which is causing the leaning on that side. What is not present is what we may expect in a young patient with spondyloarthropathy, like an ankylosing spondylitis, is a bamboo spine. So that bamboo spine is not visible here. Neither is there any extreme calcification. Because one of the other differentials for ankylosing spondylitis, spondyloarthropathy, and even fluorosis is, what is that called? DISH. D-I-S-H. What is the full form? Disseminated. What? Yeah, last word is hyperostosis. And so they